Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, whenever you are. Thank you for watching this daily huddle show with myself, Da Vinci Jeremy, and Mr. M. How you doing?
I'm in the pipe 5x5.
You know, everybody's lost all their crypto thanks to this new attack.
Yeah, it's
So
gone.
it's over.
It's over.
Or is it not over?
It's over.
Wait a second here. Wait a second. I wonder what does this all mean? We're going to talk about that. This latest attack, this injection attack, and people can't hack the actual crypto system, so they hack our systems ourselves. They do it either individually, one by one, or they come up with ways where they can do them all.
In one.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, we'll talk about how this attack affects you, and this is why you have to be paranoid and when it comes to crypto, right? This is why hardware wallets is your safest bet, right? And we'll talk about that and more, not only in today's episode, but also in our class, our school right here, right there, right here. Do you see it?
Beautiful banner there.
Right above Mr. M's head, right? If you head over to B4B, you get some not only free classes, right? But you'll get the link so that you could watch our seminar on my birthday, so you can get some free Bitcoin. Right? We'll show you how to get some free Bitcoin. Absolutely free. Free. It's free. Type your EBTs.
Legendary stream next week.
Damn, yes. So make sure you be about it and you be all up in that stream, right? So the only way to get there, right, is if you sign up right here, right there. He's right there.
No,
Right
there in
there.
the corner.
Right there. Right. As you won't get that link, right? So that's important, right? Make sure you have that checkbox of, hey, I need some, the free mailer, right? Because without that, we can't notify you of what's going on, right? If you don't say, hey, please email me information about, freebies and discounts. How am I supposed to let you know, right?
You gotta sign up on the email. Yeah. 100%.
So, all right. With that said, right? Let's make sure you guys hit the subscribe and head over to Mr. M's podcast, right? That's Maurizio Petrozelli Grazioli.
Perfect.
Grazioli.
Look, we got Crypto Kid in the chat. It's
Hey,
good to see you,
Crypto
bro.
Kid.
Good to see you, bro. We had dinner last night. It was really nice. Yeah, it's perfect. You smashed it.
Okay. There we go. So speaking about smashing it.
But
Yes.
that's the average guy screenshot. So that's us, basically, on a Memecoin
Yeah.
mission.
Our Memecoin portfolio is giving us this quality of life.
Yeah, the vibe. The vacation vibe.
Hey, at least we got an iPad and 2 hot dogs.
Exactly. It could be worse.
It could be worse.
Could be no iPad and no dogs. Yeah, we will go, of course, through that session later on, so stay tuned. None of this is financial advice, of course.
Yes,
So,
no financial advice in this video.
Exactly.
It's pure entertainment, and all of our previous videos are just entertainment only. Do not take it as anything other than that.
100%. All right, so what the heck happened, Da Vinci, there? Because the CEO of Ledger tweeted something last night and everyone gone full panic mode.
Read what this man say.
So Charles said there is a large supply chain attack in progress. The NPM account of a reputable developer, which we don't know, has been compromised. The affected package has already been downloaded over 1 billion times, meaning the entire JavaScript ecosystem might be at risk. The malicious payload works by silently swapping crypto addresses on the fly to steal funds. Maybe we can stop here and explain what is the
Okay, let's explain, because I asked ChatGPT to do it in a very simple way for a level 5 reader, right? Okay. Well, what is NPM, right? So basically it means that, NPM is like a giant toy store for programmers, right? It has millions of packages, right? Which is a little boxes of code that programmers can download and use instead of building everything from scratch. Right? You don't want to build massive, like how to, actually, what's it called? Do the hashing, the 256 hash, right? There's a one-way encryption where you actually transfer from any data to a hash, and then you get a result, an ending number, which is actually called a hash. Would you want to write that code all over again?
No, you
How
want to use
that?
a package who's already...
That already exists.
Yeah.
Right? Do you want there's a specific type of encryption algorithm called Taproot for or Schnorr signatures, actually Schnorr signatures for not only for Bitcoin, for anyone can use Schnorr signatures. Do you want to rewrite the code for Schnorr signatures? No, of course not. It's ridiculous. Right? So that's where you download a package that actually does that.
Makes sense. It's like if you want to be, I love the Lego example. Imagine you want to build a Lego construction. You're not going to rebuild the pieces themselves. You're going to take some of the pieces, right?
Exactly. So what is crypto? Crypto is short, right? You guys know what the crypto is, man. Come on. Do we have to go into that, right? This is to keep things safe, passwords, messages, money, even Bitcoin. Okay. So what's the problem? Sometimes bad people sneak into the toy store, NPM, right? There's more packages, places than just NPM. NPM is just one of many package stores, right? They hide fake packages or poison real ones. Right? When a programmer downloads it, the bad code, right? They steals passwords, takes secret keys, sends data to hackers, or messes with the crypto money. Now, you might think, based on what it's saying here, that it's going to do that only to the developer. No. It does that to whatever he produces.
Yeah.
So if he produces a website, if he produces an application that goes on your computer, that's what it does.
The guy sneaks in, right?
Right? Because it's already there in the code.
Because it's part of the compromised package.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
If it's like if someone swapped your Lego box with one that has a tiny spy camera inside, and you think it's safe, but it's spying on you while you play. Nice analogy, right?
Yeah, nice analogy.
Right, because you've built an application, right? You built something with your Legos, but it's more than that, right? It's spying on. It's not just on the developer, but anybody who's he's put all these pieces together to sell it to different people with a spy camera in it when that was never his intention.
It's compromised, right?
Right? Why does it matter? Many websites and apps trust NPM packages. If one is hacked, thousands of apps can be affected. Why? Because other apps build on top of another app. Right? This is called a supply chain attack. Instead of attacking everyone directly, one at a time, hackers poison the supply, NPM, and spread it everywhere. Because they could have just taken from the developer, right? Which has been done before. But the problem with doing it that way is that what happens is the developer will go, wait a second, something's wrong here. And then not publish his code. So they wait until it was published. Right? A real example in simple terms, hacker uploads a package called crypto something, and that looks like a real one, right? The developer downloads it, it's thinking it's safe. The bad package quietly stolen the wallet keys and sent it to the hacker. So basically, in the application, that's what it's doing. The application is actually doing that.
Yeah.
So that's just what's going on. So how to stay safe with this? One, right, is you're going to have to wait until this is all sorts itself out. We need to find out which package it is. But even if we do find out the name of the package, we don't know what applications are affected by it. Could be hundreds of thousands of applications out there. So the best way to do it, if you have a hardware wallet, right? If you have a hardware wallet, other than Ledger, of course.
That would be wise. Various reasons.
What you need to do, right, is look at what you're agreeing to on the screen. If you don't understand what it says, don't agree. And you know what? That was how I felt last night, actually. I was setting up what's called governance setup with my hardware wallets, right? For an application that I'm building, that I've already built actually. And the problem was, as I'm reading through the text of what I have to sign, it wasn't making any sense. And I'm like, this is not going to work. I'm not going to sign
If I don't know.
transactions, right, with my address that has a lot of money in it, ever. So I had to create a new address, new set of addresses, specifically on my hardware wallet, specifically for signing transactions with this application, which is a governance application, because I don't know
What's going to happen when you sign?
when I sign, because I can't read. It doesn't explicitly explain in a clear way what am I signing.
Probably, I don't know if you agree, but a good tip here is to always have another wallet with a large display so that you can actually see.
This is why I recommend over and over again Keystone, right? And I think this will be the standard of wallets in the future. Honestly, keystone.davincij15.com, right? Links are in the description, but yeah, it is the best hardware wallet because it's got a screen. It doesn't work with every single wallet, but they should start using it because this way it's completely air gapped, right? There's no interaction with your actual computer. You don't have to physically plug it into a computer. You could actually use it with a phone and a computer. So this is what makes it superior. And when more and more applications realize that, then this is going to, I think, take off.
Yeah, fair enough. So again, then Charles continues and he says, if you use a hardware wallet, pay attention to every transaction before you sign it, exactly like Da Vinci said. If you don't use a hardware wallet, retain from making any on-chain transaction for now. Unless you have to do it, it's probably best practice not to do anything for now.
Or you use a wallet that has very limited funds.
Exactly, that even if it gets compromised, who cares? This is why we always recommend not to play with everything in one spot. So you have a hardware wallet into a drawer, into a safe, and then you have a specific wallet for the transaction with maybe a small percentage of your network. Even if it gets compromised, you don't lose the entire lot. You only lose whatever you decided to allow yourself.
So
right?
once again, just for the dumb, deaf, and retarded, create another account wallet, right? If you're going to do anything, right, transfer them that wallet instead, right? And let's do that in today's show to show you guys exactly what to do when we go playing in the meme space, right? And this way we protect ourselves, right?
Exactly.
If let's just say the NPM package infected the what's it called, Jupyter website, right? We don't know.
We don't know. It could be,
right?
Very much. It's maybe using some libraries that compromise.
Exactly. So we're going to move, right? Any kind of money that we're going to spend, right? We're going to spend some stuff, but in a new wallet. We're going to create a new wallet and then start from that wallet and just make our transactions and so forth, so that we don't have to worry. Hey,
exactly.
Are we going to lose anything here?
Exactly. Also, another tip, I don't know if you agree with me here, Da Vinci, is never act on panic. Because whenever you are panicking, you make mistakes. So you want to breathe in, assess the situation, whatever that might be, and then take your options. But never panic into something, because whenever you do, you don't think, you click, you do, oh my God, I'm going to lose everything. Never. Just always keep your,
Cool, yes. And this is what we teach at... Right there.
Write that up.
Sorry, that's right. It's too far away now.
Yeah, we are far away. We need like a line or something.
It's right up here, right there,
exactly.
b4b.davincij15.com, right? Actually, you know what? Just to make it easy, if you're like, oh, that's too much to write, b4b.dj15.com.
Oh, that's easy.
Nice and easy, right?
Boom. Are we going to, I don't know if I can say it, but maybe I shouldn't spoil it, but we are working on a Telegram community.
Yes, it's being built right now. And
perfect. So
only the people who sign up will be able to access to b4b.davincij15.com or b4b.dj15.com.
Amazing.
Okay.
Amazing.
Moving on. What does this say?
Okay, now documenting Saylor. By the way, shout out to them. They reposted my video with Brandon last night, which was super cool. So the chart is looking super bullish, they say, because apparently we just retested a key. or a support level. As you can see, we are building a stairway to heaven, a famous musician would say, right? So this could very much be that whatever we've seen so far, everyone was calling, the end of the bull market, and 1, 2, 4 was the top. Maybe it wasn't. And maybe now we're going to pump towards Jerome on the 16 and 17 when the rates most likely are going to be touched.
Yeah, I think the pump will be muted. I think you can see that. I mean, Bitcoin usually goes absolutely bananas, right? Into its bull market, and we haven't. Where's our banana phase? There's no banana phase, right? I think we'll get our banana phase, right? I don't know when it will come. May not be this year, right? But we will get one. We'll get an absolute ape banana phase, right?
Yep, exactly. You want to be ready for that. Now, France government has officially collapsed. Like, I think the PM has resigned. I mean, what's new? I mean, I think we'll see.
This guy looks like a criminal anyway, so.
We will see. I think the UK is going to follow, by the way. I mean, I don't want to jinx it, but it doesn't look good.
Yeah, well, it is what it is, right? Politician, criminal, same thing, right?
Potato. So hopefully France can manage to get their stuff together.
I think this is why gold is
the all-time high, right? So this is interesting because what happens usually, most of the time, if not every single time, Bitcoin is going to follow what gold is doing. And Bitcoin hasn't caught up yet with gold. So again, another indicator is going to tell us that soon Bitcoin is going to go because gold has printed a new all-time high, 3,630.
This is a canary in the coal mine. We've already talked about this in the previous episode. This indicates that there's something very, very wrong with the financial system, right? Something is wrong. But why? Why does gold ring the doorbell? For two reasons, right? One, gold has always been traditionally known as money, right? Two, it's hyper suppressed, right? For every ounce of gold that is out there, there's 100 claims against it. So for them to actually get to the point where they have to raise the price means that something's afoot. If they can do 100 to 1 leverage. And they can't seem to keep the price down.
Exactly. Now this is interesting. The whole video is like 7 minutes long, so
we'll comment on it as we listen to it. But let's just
check out price of Bitcoin this morning. The cryptocurrency up over 100% this year. Joining us right now is Bitcoin bull Michael Saylor, strategy executive chairman. You know,
Bitcoin bull.
MicroStrategy. People are still getting those names, figured out. So we had Tom Lee on the broadcast. I don't know if you saw this earlier today, and he effectively said Bitcoin at $111,000 is headed to $200,000 effectively by Christmas. What do you think of that?
Well, most of the equity analysts that follow our stock have target prices for Bitcoin, and they're all north of 150. Bitcoin represents a digital transformation of the capital markets, and so the more people know about it, the more they get educated on it, the more companies embrace it, the higher it goes. You can't make any more of it.
Right.
Yeah, well, duh. So if you can't make any more, and right, it's fixed in supply and it's easy to transfer, and might be a good asset to hold.
Do you want me to think about it?
Especially since there's no cost to carry it, unlike gold. Gold has a cost of carry. Somebody has to watch it.
Yeah.
This
Storage,
doesn't.
cost of extraction.
And the difference between, your liquidity costs, right? Because they make the gold very difficult. So if you're trying to sell your gold, it's got to be an LBMA gold. There's a whole bunch of other stuff that has to go into it in order to sell it or even to buy it, right? Whilst Bitcoin, your percentage that you have to pay is 0.01 if you're in the billions.
Yeah.
Maybe it might be better.
Exactly. And here's the thing. When gold goes up, more companies are going to mine gold, so they will mine faster because the supply is unlimited, right? So with Bitcoin, it doesn't happen like that. You can't speed up the process of mining.
Yeah.
So
Bitcoin might be better.
Yeah, a little bit.
It might be better. I'm not 100% sure, but Bitcoin might be better. Check it out at school at b4b.dj15.com.
Beautiful.
That may be all, but in terms of just what you're seeing in terms of flows and whatnot, that would get it to $200,000 by the end of the year.
Yeah, great flows from the ETFs. BlackRock is showing record numbers. Our companies raised $19 billion this year.
Right.
All of it went into Bitcoin. We just announced $217 million of Bitcoin purchases this morning before I walked onto the set here.
Wait, 217 million this morning?
217 million, just slightly less than 2,000 Bitcoin.
It's a little bit.
Yeah. And by the way, he's trying to pressure Michael Saylor to say that Bitcoin is going to get to 200,000 because that's what Tommy Lee said. And he's giving us some interesting answers.
Our first buy, and we were the first public company to buy Bitcoin, we bought $250 million of Bitcoin, and that was like all the money we'd come up with in 30 years.
Yeah.
And this was just a short week, 4 days.
Okay, so can I ask you this? For those folks who are investing in MicroStrategy, or strategy, I should say, as opposed to Bitcoin, you are effectively a levered bet on Bitcoin. That's what this company has become.
That's
Fair?
correct.
Okay, so the question is, on the way up, it would be it's fabulous, right? Because everything becomes, multiplied. What happens on the way down, if there is a down?
Well, a lot of investors, they have to buy equity, and so we offer Bitcoin-backed equity, or they need to buy credit, and so we have 4 Bitcoin-backed credit instruments, preferred stocks. So the ones that are risk-averse, that want the exposure, are buying the credit, like Strike, which has got the upside with some downside protection. The ones that are buying the equity want 2x Bitcoin. They want more volatility, they want more performance, and they see it as a more efficient way to get that exposure. Turns out that 99% of the money in the world is mandated to equity and credit. Most of these professional investors and most of these passive funds, they can't buy the underlying commodity even if they wanted to.
Right.
Okay, so do you remember what happened to Bitcoin at the very beginning, right? When you bought Bitcoin. If you bought Bitcoin at, I don't know, $1.
Well, I was not there.
Okay, $100, right? You saw it go up, right, to, maybe, let's just say you bought it at $100 in 2012, right? Or 2013, actually. Right? And you saw it go up rapidly to $1,300, right? Well, that kind of movement is not coming back to Bitcoin, right? When you're talking billions of dollars, right? And the only way to get that kind of massive movement is through MSTR. So that means there's a downside risk of 70%, like we did in the past, right? Because when we went up to $1,300, it went back down to like maybe even 90% risk, right? It went back down to 150, right? Yep. As the absolute low, but it stick around $200 or something like that for quite some time. Well, the same thing, my strategy just gives you the same kind of volatility that happened to Bitcoin at the very beginning.
Early days.
Right? You missed the first run when he started first buying Bitcoin, right? So maybe you missed the first run, right? When he started buying in 2020, right? And you're like, damn, but you still got, right? So for example, let's pretend this is back when Bitcoin was first at $1. MicroStrategies was $1. It was basically the dollar. Buying MicroStrategies in 2020 was like buying Bitcoin at $1 back then. And it's effectively, yes, right? If you take a look at how much you could have gained, right? It's like astronomical, right?
Mm-hmm. And he talks about the leverage later on in the interview because the guys just keep pressuring him, right?
Yeah, and so that's what it's for. You want that kind of crazy move, right? And you're going to have to suffer crazy downside.
Yep.
But just to understand it, if in fact, even if there was a crypto winter, and we'll call it a winter because that suggests there's still a potential summer again, at what numbers and levels does it become complicated at which you start to have to sell things?
We constructed a pretty bulletproof balance sheet. I would say we have a PhD in leverage by now because we lived through the last crypto winter. We went from 6,000 to 16,000. We were buying Bitcoin at 16,000. We used to use senior debt, and we had some margin type loans. We rolled out of that to converts, and this year we really have started to reallocate to preferreds. And preferreds are the best kind of leverage because they never come due. So I think we're fine right now because substantially our leverage comes from preferred stocks rather than from debt at all.
Okay, just to translate that into English for the rest of us dumb, deaf, and fucking retarded, like the guy that's on this show.
Yeah, no comments on the present.
That means that I came to you and said, "Can I borrow some money?" You go, "Yeah, you got lots of money. I'll lend you some money." So what do I get? Well, 0.1%. What? Is that it? Okay, then I get the bitcoins. Should things fall apart? So I'm gonna be betting. So I'm gonna collateralize the Bitcoin, right? That's right. And he says, "No,
That's my stuff.
no, that's mine. But you're gonna buy Bitcoin with my money, so."
I have something else for you, though.
But I got something else for you.
Exactly.
You could have my stock if you ever want to.
That's it. That's where MSTR comes in.
That's it. That's it. Right? So that's what he's saying for those people who just don't get it. So even if prices go down, they have nothing to do with the debt. Zero.
Yep.
You mentioned that you bought $250 million this morning, or 217 million this morning as you walked in. What's your dollar cost average for what you paid for Bitcoin?
About $73,000 a coin.
And I guess I wonder if you think Standard & Poor's or others, or if anybody has any sort of bias towards crypto still at this point, because the S&P 500 just came out with their decisions and they chose to go with Robinhood and AppLovin over strategy. And a lot of people were kind of surprised by that. The stock actually was down a little bit. Do you think that there is a bias at any of the indexes or any places that come through this against a company with a lot of Bitcoin in holdings?
I don't think there's a bias. I don't think we expected to be selected on our first quarter of eligibility. We figure it'll happen at some time. There's a digital transformation in the markets. This is a brand new, novel concept. Every quarter, we make new believers. We get more support from banks, from politicians, from credit rating agencies, et cetera. I think that will continue for the foreseeable future.
Can we just go back to the preferred piece for just a moment? Just because I think people want to understand, what a leveraged bet this is. But you're suggesting that because it's preferred, it never comes due. How can it be that they never come due?
If you were using margin debt, you'd never want to go beyond 10% leverage. If you were using bonds, maybe 20, 25% is about the most you would want to do. But if you're selling a perpetual instrument, I borrow $1 billion forever, and I agree to pay you, say, 10% dividend yield forever. The principal's never coming due, right?
So you know what else he said there? For all you dumb, deaf, and fucking retarded people like that guy that's there? Not only will I be borrowing this fucking money from you, I'm not paying it back.
Forever. By the way. Wow. He didn't want to let it go, but...
I'm not paying it back. I'm only going to give you interest on it.
That's it. That's it. Done. Easy.
I mean, this is not rocket science.
I know, but obviously he's not a Bitcoiner.
He's pretending to be stupid.
He wants to put Saylor in corners.
But he knows because, he's on the fucking financial show. He should know what he's talking about.
I would guess he knows, but hey, maybe he doesn't. He'll be surprised.
Maybe he's paid not to know.
Yeah, I'm sure he has XRP in his portfolio.
Exactly.
That explains it. That's a new way to say you're an idiot.
Yeah, but you see how they when this is why I wouldn't want to go on television. You see how they tried to put him in a box to get him in trouble by saying, "Hey, is there a bias in?"
Yeah, of course.
It's like, no, there's no bias. Go away, right? Like, really? You wanted me to say there's a bias? There probably is, right? Because the only reason why she's asking the question, because there is.
Of course.
Right? Yeah. And so he has to respond with, no, there isn't.
Yeah, exactly. Plus, I mean, come on. If you do want to play that game, don't play with Saylor, because he will, that's not probably the right person to play the game with. But
yeah, this is why you don't go on television, right? Because they'll try to mess with you. Unless you're friggin' like, you are like Andrew Tate or this guy, right? when you know what you have to be media trained. Actually, you know what? There's actually training that you could take to go on CNBC before you do, because they will mess with you.
And the preferred stock, by definition, is a dividend. It's not a coupon. The board has to have the option to suspend it in duress. So it's practically.
Oh, by the way, we can stop paying you at any time.
It's just like, just what you do know. Legend.
Oh my God!
Unbelievable.
Oh my God!
It's not a coupon.
I know.
That's it. Damn. Unbelievable.
That's amazing.
I know.
How do you get that kind of deal?
I don't know. I guess you have to have billions of dollars, right?
Clearly.
Yeah.
So you can't. There's no recourse. You don't get it. You don't get your payment back, your principal back,
And I can stop paying it.
and I can stop paying. You could end up not receiving your interest payment.
Deal? Sure, take my money. Legend.
Yes, you are a legend, man. You are a legend. Wow.
Making possible to take your leverage beyond 20% to 30 or 40% even, but you don't have the kind of credit risk you have when you have a bond or a margin.
Let me ask you a different question. There's a whole bunch of companies now, these
Right.
sort of treasury companies that are emerging, SPACs and other things, that are trying to look a little bit like what you're doing, right?
We've had 180 companies that have adopted Bitcoin on their balance sheet. We were the first. So
No,
there's
but
an
I'm talking-
explosion in the past 6
Right,
months.
but I'm curious about some of these levered efforts that may be using actual debt, not preferred the way you are, and how you think about them in the marketplace.
Most companies are buying Bitcoin instead of holding sovereign debt, or they're buying Bitcoin instead of dividending out their cash flows, or instead of buying back their stock, they're just buying Bitcoin. And so they're actually increasing their capital base. They're decreasing the credit risk in the company. There are a few companies that are going to issue Bitcoin-backed credit. They may do it with bonds. They may do it with converts. They may do it with preferreds. We're the first company to create liquid preferred stocks that represent Bitcoin-backed credit. Companies like Metaplanet will probably issue preferred stocks. They'll do it in Japan, in a yen basis. Most other companies are just going to creep into this by building up their capital base, and they're not going to get into the business of issuing credit instruments backed by Bitcoin.
How much leverage do you have?
We have about, let's see, 11% of our Bitcoin holdings are bonds, so convertible bonds, and like another 9% are preferreds. So not that much. I mean, really, we have $72 billion of Bitcoin. We have $8 billion of convertible bonds that will eventually equitize. More than half of them are already in the money.
Alrighty. There it is. There it is, folks, right? It is straightforward, right? For those who decide that they want to understand, right? But the other guy did make a very important point, which he didn't actually expand on. But I'll help him expand on it right now. What he wanted to say was, what would happen if, some of these companies don't do what you're doing, right? Which is the right way of doing it, where, okay, screw off, right? I'm never going to,
Bless you.
I'm not going to be margin called, right? But there's going to be companies that do not follow his plan and get margin called. In that event, right, that could take down the rest of the market, right, and bring his company down too, because people will not understand what is going on, so they'll sell everything. This is a problem with his particular strategy. You understand?
I do, but you know what I believe could happen? That Saylor would gonna, let's say another company has maybe even higher leverage. Instead of 11, like Saylor said, maybe they have 50% leverage.
Yeah, but
right?
they're leveraged the wrong way. They're levered with this is actually a leverage against the Bitcoin.
Yeah, but what Saylor could do, he could say, you know what? I want your Bitcoins. So I'm going to take the company, wash out whoever has done decisions and keep the asset.
Yeah.
Right? So he could acquire, instead of buying Bitcoin in the market, he's just going to scoop up the companies.
Yeah, but he would need the cash to do it. So I don't know. He would have to go against, lever up his company against
to get cash to
get
borrow.
cash to get that company. So he would have to we'd have to look at there'd be like a massive thing to.
Oh yeah,
look into.
I mean it's not going to be pretty. I agree with you, and we will see some of those companies doing that, right?
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
makes sense.
All right, guys. Wow. It's getting late out there because we were really late, but that's okay. Let's get into the nasty part of the show. The show that if you follow us and you lose money, guess whose fault is that? Can you explain it to them, please?
Yeah, it's your fault, right? So do not do any of this. Just we are doing it so that you don't have to. So we are offering
so
you
we're having
entertainment.
fun.
Exactly. It's a goal.
Exactly. All right. So
Ooh, 10.6.
look at that. Jesus.
Is it because maybe Solana pumped? Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. But let's be responsible, right?
And buy Peppa Pig.
And yes, of course. Of course.
Don't do that, guys. For the love of God, don't buy
Look, top
Peppa
of
Pig.
$130, man, on Peppa Pig.
Amazing.
Right? But no, what we need to do, right, is create a new account, right? So I'm going to choose one of these accounts. Let's see here. This account here has 22 cents, has a bunch of crap in it. I don't know what's in here. Let's call it, let's rename this. I wonder if we could drag this up. Oops. Okay, let's create should we create a fresh one? Let's create a fresh one.
Yeah, we can do.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Let's call it like safe. Right?
Okay.
And then what we do is go back to our account and we're going to send that account. Yeah, I know it sucks. 1 Solana. Oops. We need to actually put the address. Can you really give us a, okay, good. There it is, safe account. There we go. And I'm going to put in 1 Solana. And there we have it. We now have our account funded, our safe account funded, so that we can go shopping. Right? Just like we said.
Nice.
Okay, so let's go shopping. How's our useless coin? Did it pump?
Oh, we might double on that one.
Did we sell everything of useless? Yes, we did.
Did we have a wallet
Okay, well,
complete?
wait a second. We have to
Oh
go
yeah, we have to check the other the other wallet, right? I think the order might have worked.
What? Why is it not installed? There we go. No,
No?
it's useless.
All right. What was the last one we got in then?
Alrighty. So, with that said, let's.
The pop. The one is pop, right?
The pop was the last one. All right.
What happened to the dude? The one that we bought yesterday. Remember the dude? coin?
Should we get some Thano? Did we get Thano?
No, I just think we wanted to see.
Yeah, we wanted to see.
Yeah, I wanted to see
We
what
wanted to
happened.
clinch.
Exactly.
All right, Pokey Soul has lost its soul.
Yeah.
But look, Peppa Pig, man.
Damn.
Peppa Pig. It's about to
Rentless.
break out.
Rentless.
Look at this. Look at that. Look at this chart. What the hell? Oops.
Unbelievable.
What did I change? Did this angle of attack change?
Yeah, it looks like it. Yeah, it looks like it moved. Damn.
What's going on with this Peppa Pig, man? Why is it like this?
Something happened to the chart.
I know, exactly. Okay. Let's just redo this.
Dude, we're bouncing off that. There's been a bounce, right?
Yeah, exactly. This chart looks decent, man.
Baby's the new Bitcoin. Yeah,
Exactly.
Guys,
Yeah.
obviously don't buy any of these, please. Do not, for any, under any circumstances, acquire Peppa Pig,
Yeah,
please.
exactly. We're just playing around here.
Yeah.
So, Jesus. And should we secure our bloodline because we bought Peppa Pig and you didn't? That's still your fault, right? So that's it. That's it.
Exactly.
Wow.
Okay. Well, at least it has not gone to zero yet.
All right. Wow. We have to secure a bloodline here, right?
And by the way, there is no. This is not even a sponsor. Like we just found it randomly. It's just and it started off the show, right? Because we were laughing so much, and the entire table were just like dead.
Exactly. We were at dinner. And we found this and making jokes about it.
That's why
That's why we created the show. Right?
So it's the mascot.
Peppa Pig. Look at that. Damn.
Amazing.
Alrighty. So, whole $38 in volume. Jesus. Just like just destroying it.
Yeah. Raping.
Bam. So there we go. We're playing it safe, right? Until all this crypto nonsense, whatever's happening with NPM nonsense is actually gone away. And so let's just grab something. Hey, did Arena pump or did she go to hell? Did you go to heaven or hell? Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
She was down and out in Beverly Hills.
And boom.
Yeah. We missed the pump because we could have bought this.
Yeah, we would have doubled, right? Look at that beautiful W there.
Where were we? The time frame was it was right here. September. It was yesterday. Today's the 9th. So the time frame was see, we're at the top here, so no.
But look at that beautiful
Probably
W.
not.
This beautiful massive W there. Huge.
Yeah, but you know what? If we waited until she bottomed, that would have been a nice
Yeah,
spot.
that would have been sweet. Oh well. Let's see what these do.
Yeah, so it is what it is.
What's
Okay.
Pixel? Pixel Battle.
Let's get it.
Pixel. Okay.
I don't know what it is.
Ooh, it's dumping. Oh, this is 5 minutes ago. Okay.
I think we're buying the tops. What do you think?
It's possible, but hey, it's 5 minutes. It could go higher. Exactly. Could go higher.
Could.
Could.
But
Yeah. Pixel Battle. I don't know what battle is.
but
How about new?
Okay, so the challenge is take this 1 Solana to 10 Solana, right? Do a 10x.
yes. Well, we'll just work this 1 Solana. Okay, so should we put some protection on this?
On Pixel?
Nah, man. It's already too high.
Yeah. You're going to ride
Let it ride.
Exactly. Let it ride.
All right. That's it for today.
Nice.
So you see how we protected ourselves, right? Now that we saw that what was going on, make sure you guys do the same thing, right? If you're using like any kind of like, I mean, we didn't actually do protection. Like if we were to do protection, we would have done it here, and we would have done it against this wallet. So so Jupiter doesn't. If it's been compromised, it's only going to compromise our small wallet.
Exactly. Keeping the rest. All right. I just have a few questions. Sir, do you think will people be able to buy a home in 2030 with 0.04 Bitcoin?
No.
Well, I guess it depends.
No.
Where, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's about where. Yes, I know.
I mean, what is a country that has, I guess,
I mean, you could do it in what's it called, Philippines, maybe.
oh, some part in Thailand, maybe. I guess it depends where you live, but 0.04 in 2030, if you want to live in Europe, for example,
0.01, yes, for sure.
yeah,
For 100%
0.04
sure.
would be a stretch.
0.1, yeah, for 100% sure. More countries,
Exactly.
right? But yeah, 0.04.
It's always tricky. It's always tricky.
Yeah. So yeah, and you know what? Here's the thing about what you're doing here. You want to buy Bitcoin to consume. That's a consumer item, right? You want to consume. That's not a good idea. Because what happens when you can't afford that house after you buy it? Right?
Yeah.
Don't buy Bitcoin to consume. You obviously need to join us. What was that place that? Can you point it out?
Look, Daniel knows. b4b.davinci15.com or b4b.dj15.com. Right?
Do not sell your Bitcoin to consume. Don't buy a Lambo. Don't buy a house. That's not how you do it in our current financial system, right?
Yeah, exactly. All right, what is a good wallet to use? Well, depends what you mean by wallet. Cold, soft, warm, right?
Yeah.
For a harder wallet, Keystone is a good option, right?
Yeah, I mean, you could use Treasure, right? We did do a video on that. There's like lots of them. There's Jade, right? Not this one.
Not that one. Funny thing is, we are going to, in the course, of course.
PayPal, right?
Yeah, there's many. And all the reason why we have them, because we are doing a course, right? And we are expressing our... And the funny thing is, I have never touched a ledger before. So whenever we record that video, it's going to be fun because I've never seen one. I mean, I want to stay away as far as possible from those.
Yeah, well, guess what? You're going to be the one that's going to be opening it up,
Exactly.
using it, setting it up.
Vomiting.
Exactly, because it is not fun.
I bet.
Not fun at all.
I bet. But to be honest, Trezor done some interesting things
Exactly.
also.
Treasure didn't work out for us because the software is broken.
Exactly.
Right?
So
it
that was
is what it is. This is why. And that's the perfect reason why. Because the software is broken. This thing works. Let's just say your wallet, because you could use it with other wallets, like for example with Soulflare, or there's let's see here, Blue Wallet, and let's just say one of them, or MetaMask is another one, right? And MetaMask stops working. And you're like, frig, I can't get MetaMask working. Well, you switch to Blue Wallet or switch to
another wallet.
what's it called? Soulflare. Doesn't matter, right? You're not stuck with one piece of software getting it done. Now, you could say, technically, you could say that about Treasure too, because it does kind of work with MetaMask. But the problem with that is what I've had, because I was using it with MetaMask, is what happened was the firmware got too old and it stopped working.
Oh, wow.
And since I don't like upgrading firmwares, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I know you don't. You don't like it for security reasons, right?
Yes, exactly.
Makes sense. Plus, most of the time they do updates you don't even need. For example, if you only have Bitcoin, they'll do stuff so you can transfer Ethereum, whatever. Who cares,
Exactly.
right? Why I have to compromise for something I'm not even using? All right. If September pumps, October stays flat. Who knows? I don't know, man. It's possible. Either way, I don't think we are going to see the top of the cycle anytime soon. But it depends. If we just go to 180 tomorrow morning, yeah, of course. But I don't know. I wouldn't rely on this kind of stuff. If September, October, who knows, man? I don't know. The data is not much, right?
Yeah, you know what? I don't care about the date of whatever pumping, right? I'm looking to save Bitcoin for the long term. I've already decided to cut back. I was planning to buy a what's it called? A new car called because for a family car, right? I wanted something bigger for the family because whenever family comes over for Christmas, I was thinking about a Cadillac Escalade. And
Oh, yeah, I remember you saying.
and I can afford to do it. But I realized that if I'm going to tell you guys about how to save, and especially since, right, if we take a look, here's the thing, guys, right? If we took a look at an adoption curve, images, right? Where are we in this cycle, right? This cycle of adoption curve, and there's a chasm, right? But this Bitcoin is already, I think it may have crossed this chasm or created the bridge, at least, across the chasm with ETFs, right? And MicroStrategies and all that kind of stuff. Right? Those are bridges, basically, across the chasm, right? For the early majority to come in, right? Are we here or are we down here? Well, what's the percentage of population that holds Bitcoin, right? Let's ask
Is it
ChatGPT.
Bitcoin only? Is it 2.8% or 3%? Because I think the crypto is 4%. So I would argue Bitcoin is half. I would say 2.7.
Bitcoin.
Let's see if I'm off. 2.7. Because crypto is 4. Okay.
What the hell?
Wow.
Why is it not saying the population? It always makes the final takeaway. Okay. Between 3 and 4% of the world.
1.3. Okay, I say 2.7. Boom.
1 and 1.3. Sorry.
Yeah, but between 1, 3, and 4, you have 2.7.
Yeah,
right?
that's it. So,
Average.
so what is this adoption curve, right? If you look at this adoption curve, it has generally some of them have percentage of the population, a percentage of people joining in, right? There it is. So you're telling me we're here?
Wow. Yeah, it makes sense.
So if we're here, I think I should not. That car is effectively the pizza.
Pretty much. Pretty much. It's pizza day every day, right? For now.
So if I buy this vehicle, I might as well be like the pizza guy.
10,000 Bitcoin for 2 pizzas.
Think about that for a second, guys.
Yeah.
All right. With that said, thank you for watching. Right. Sorry for being late, but we're better late than never, and we'll see you guys next time.
Cheers.